Hi, I'm going to show you how to submit an article or a piece of creative work to the journal Transnational Literature. So this is the page that you will see when you are ready to submit work to us, and hopefully you will have arrived at this page via our website, so you will have had a chance to look at our call for papers so that you know what sort of thing we're looking for, and you've had a chance to look at our submission guidelines, which tell you about things like word count and so on. So when you arrive at the submissions page, right at the top you have a choice of registering or logging in. So if you've never been to us before, then you would register. And on that page, it will ask you for some information, including your affiliation. And at that point, you can enter your university, or if you have no university, then you can write independent. You enter your email and choose a username and a password. And once you've done that, you tick the boxes to consent to your data being collected, and you can read the privacy statement there if you would like to do so, and then register. Then you would log in, and I have logged in before, so hopefully it has remembered me and I am able to simply log in. Now it takes you to the submissions page, which looks like this, and I am ready to make a new submission. So I click the button. And the submissions process has 5 steps to it. You start by entering some information, you upload the items in your submission, you tell us a little bit about it, and then you hit confirm, and it will give you an acknowledgement that everything is ready. So I have prepared in advance an article and a 50-word biography, and I have saved those on my computer as Word documents. So I'm ready to begin. I start by selecting the section of the journal that I think my piece is relevant to, and this is going to be an article, so I would click article. And then I need to acknowledge each of these boxes. So I acknowledge that the submission has not been previously published. The submission files that I'm uploading are Word documents. The text follows our submission guidelines, which I've seen on the website. Now this one is important. We ask that you don't include your name in the text of your article and try to limit any identifying details. So the website and the submissions program remembers your name and your email address so that we can get in touch, but we ask that you don't put that information on the article itself. And we do this because the reviews process is anonymous. We realise that it might not be possible with creative critical writing to completely anonymise your text. You might be referring to your own work in the article, and that's absolutely fine. I'm ready to upload a separate 50-word biography, and I have prepared a 200-word abstract in the case of an article, which is what I'm uploading, or if I was uploading a piece of creative work, a 1-sentence summary or tagline. So I've got all of those things ready. I don't have any comments for the editor, but these may include things like this piece is under submission elsewhere. I will let you know if I'm accepted at that point. So anything that you want the editor to know separately to the submissions process can go in that box. I'm all ready to upload my work. I have read the copyright statement previously. I have read the privacy statement previously, so I can tick both of those boxes. I'm ready to move on to step 2. So step 2 is uploading the submission. Now, my submission is going to be made up of 2 files, the article itself with no identifying personal information in it, and my 50-word biography, so that the editors can know a little bit about my history without the reviewers knowing. So first of all, I'm going to upload my article itself, and I have saved a file. So hopefully when I click this, it will open the right section and I'm able to upload my article. and it's got my username and the title of the file there, so that I know that I've got the right one. If I wanted to change it, I could do so. It's asking me to review the details, and that is the file that I want, so I'm happy with that. It's then asking me, do I want to add another file? And yes, I do, because I want to upload my biography separately. So at this point, I upload a new file. This isn't a revision of an existing file, so this isn't replacing the article, it's an extra component. And this time I'm going to select biography rather than article text, so that the editor knows what this file is. I will upload my biography as a separate document. And I'm ready to continue. So it asks me again, is this the file that I want? Yes, it is. And again, it asks, do I want to add another file? I've uploaded 2 files, so I'm ready to move on to the next stage. So I can see here that I've uploaded my article and I've uploaded my biography. So I am happy to save and continue to the next step, number 3, which is entering my metadata. So my metadata includes things like the title of the piece. So I will type in the title, it's a sample, I've typed it before, so a sample article goes there. It has no subtitle. I could upload my abstract here, which I do want to do. So I've saved my sample article. I'm just going to copy and paste my abstract. That means that the editor is able to read quickly what my piece is about. If this was a creative piece that I was uploading, I would, instead of putting an abstract here, put a single sentence summary of the piece or a tagline, and that will form the basis of the contents page if my piece is accepted. So it's worth crafting that tagline a little bit. I am the sole contributor to this piece, but if I wanted to add a second name, I could do so here. And I can also at this point add keywords, and we suggest that you think of 3 keywords. How would you like your piece to be indexed? So mine is about poetry. It's a piece of eco-criticism, and it is a piece of eco-poetry, for example. And you separate those out with commas, and you can choose any 3 keywords that you like. And at that point, I would save and continue. So I'm almost ready, and my submission has been uploaded and is ready to be sent. Now, if I have worried at this point that I've sent the wrong thing, I can toggle between these tabs to see exactly what it is that I've submitted, and I can revise my file if I want to, but I'm happy with what I've sent. So I'm happy to be there at the confirmation page, finishing my submission, ready to go, and I click finish. Are you sure? Yes, I am. And then it takes me on to step 5, which is simply my acknowledgement. Thank you for your interest in publishing with Transnational Literature, and it lets me know what happens next. I will also have received an email acknowledging receipt. If you don't see this screen or you don't receive an email, then your submission has not gone through successfully. You'd want to check each of these again to make sure that you've hit save and continue on each of those tabs. If I want to see at any stage where my submission is in the process, I can log in and click on this button here, which is my submission, and it tells me where it is in terms of the reviewer stage and the acceptance stage. Now, because this is brand new, it's still a red submission button here. After a month or 2, it might change to review. With any luck, it would change to copy editing and production and publication. If we don't accept your piece, then this would change to rejection. So you can keep an eye on where your submission is without having to get in touch with us directly. But if you do need to get in touch with us, then you're welcome to drop us an email transnationallit@bathspa.ac.uk. Thank you very much for your interest in transnational literature.